What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige of the Page, and today we're going to be filming my book haul for the month of May. Hello my darlings, welcome to this video. I went to the hairdressers this morning and holy shit, yes. So I am very much aware of the fact that I look like Thing 1 or Coraline, depending, and when we spike it up, I look like Hades. So I'm loving this. This is absolutely a vibe. I just asked for a little bit more purple in it, and yeah. So it does have product in it, so it is sitting very floppily. Apologies. I know I always fiddle with my hair in my videos anyway, but if it's a particularly weird angle, that is why. Today I want to talk through all the books that I acquired in May. So I got one before Ash and I went to Fiji, and then when we came back from Fiji we went on a little shopping trip to Sydney and got some books. So I'll talk through the stats as per usual and then talk about the books. I don't have too much of a description on what these are as per usual. So in the month of May I got 6 books, one that I had read previously, one that I read in May, and so 4 are still sitting as unread. I've read 1 backlist book and 2 that I've acquired in 2024, including the one that was read last month. But I unhauled 9 Georgia Nicholson books off my TBR after DNFing the second one, and I'll leave that linked below in the Fiji vlog explaining my reasoning for that. I also unhauled 4 Murakami books. I just got them off my TBR. I haven't taken them off the shelves because they're ashes, but I have zero interest in reading them and I'm just not going to. So I decided, why have the number reflected that way when the likelihood of me picking them up is slim to none, and the only reason I would pick them up is if it was randomly generated from my entire TBR. So these totals worked out to be, for the entire year, I have read 44 books off my TBR. I've unhauled 14, so that is 58 books off my TBR this year. So collectively I could have added 29 unread books and I've added 27. So I'm back on track. If anyone saw my goals for 1 check-in, I think I was very apprehensive. I was very behind on the stats and where I wanted to be, and now I'm back. So as long as I continue to read off my shelves and not bring in too many things that are not read, I should be pretty smooth sailing. And I'm also very excited to read down the things that I have acquired this year as well, which helps to balance that out. So my personal TBR went from 212 books to 205. And our entire TBR, which is inclusive of the books that I want to read from Ash's shelves, went from 257 to 245. I'm so happy! Yay! And so I'm feeling a lot better with my TBR numbers and where they're sitting, and I didn't think I was going to be able to crack the 200 TBR number, but we're slowly getting there. And yeah, I would really like to keep on this trajectory. I believe I was sitting at 220 at the beginning of the year, so to get it to 205 is amazing. My little mental goal, if I can throughout June, have it hit under 200 by the end of the month, so then I can have that in my half-yearly stats of I'm under 200 books on my TBR, which just, considering we were at 400, like, phew, mind blown. But I'm feeling like my shelves are getting there. I definitely want to get a lot more queer things and a lot more diversity on my shelves, because a lot of the older stuff I have is still very cis and white, so, which I'm happy to read, but I would also like to continue bringing in that diversity onto my shelves because there's so much good shit out there and I want to have it to be able to read. But let's talk about the things that I did bring in for May. The first one, which I ended up reading in May, is Lightfall: The Dark Times by Tim Probert. This is the 3rd in the Lightfall series and I adore this. This gets me back up to date with the series, and it came out last month and I picked it up and read it. I was definitely struggling with reading motivation, and this was just so beautiful. I absolutely adore it. I adore the anxiety representation throughout this entire series, and the relationships are definitely getting more and more nuanced, which I'm really appreciating. So feel free to check out the wrap up for my full thoughts, but hauled and read. The one that I had read previously, it was so funny. We went into Dimmicks in Sydney and Ash and I were looking at it and he's gone, oh, it's a signed copy, hardcover with sprayed edges. Oh no. I'm like, if we touch it, we're gonna buy it. He's like, yeah, I won't touch it. So I touched it and grabbed Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi off the shelves, because this is the signed copy of the hardback with sprayed edges. Oh my god, it's so stunning. I love it so much. And whilst this is going on Ash's shelves, we both love this series so much and absolutely adored this book as well. So just so happy to have this collector's edition. I really hope we can get the next ones in the series, and we'll definitely keep an eye out for them because they're beautiful. And then the new to me things. So I had a Dimmicks voucher from my dad. A family friend gave him a gift voucher for Dimmicks. My dad doesn't read, so I got it. And I'm very thankful for that. So we needed to go to the shops, and I hadn't grabbed it when we went into the Dimmicks at Sydney, so I was going to one closer to my parents' place. And they also have Harry Harthog there. So at Harry Harthog, I have a tendency, when they're not being sent by Ren, to find the Wayward Children's in hardcover in the used section. So it is $8.50 for a hardcover that normally goes for 35, 40 Australian dollars. So I'm always very happy when I come across these. So this is the fourth one, and I believe Ren got me the fifth. So now I can read this and then the fifth one and be up to date with the ones that I own. Obviously there's still more that I don't own, but I'm just very happy to be able to pick these up as I see them, and I'm just, yes, so good. So obviously pick this up. Haven't read it yet, but it is a short novella. I love this series, and I really don't know anything about where these characters are at, who we're following, or what. I just want to go into these as blind as humanly possible. And then my little Dimmicks voucher. I believe I sent this to Amy from A Star Reads for their birthday and just kept thinking about it. Usually I try not let myself buy the next book by an author if I haven't read the one that I've already got on my shelves by them, but I sort of fucked up for the next two books and ended up getting A Tempest of Tea by Hasper Faisal, and this is the first in the new vampire series, I believe, and I had recently got We Hunt the Flame by them as well. So I should have read We Hunt the Flame before getting this, but it just kept calling to me, and this cover is beautiful. Like, oh my god, the covers for all of my purchases this month have been beautiful. And yeah, I wanted it, so I got it. Got nothing. I know nothing aside from the fact that I think it's a tea shop and there's vampires. I kept thinking on it once I had sent it to Amy, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get it. And Amy, if you haven't read it and want to do a buddy read sometime, let me know. I know that your reading is chaotic as mine at the moment, so no stress. But if you want to, I'm open. And yeah, it's just beautiful. Damn, I love this cover. The next thing that I got following along authors I shouldn't have bought as of yes, but I did, is the 7 Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I love Ashley Poston's writing. I've read the Geekarella series by them. I own Heart of Iron, and I bought the Dead Romantics earlier this year as well, and haven't got to those two. So technically, should I be adding another one? No. But we're here. I know that I love their writing, so I'm not worried about it. And yep, I got nothing. Ooh, he has a recipe? Ooh, this might be able to feel like things with food. Yeah, basically I have no idea. I've just heard good things, and that it's a romance with a fantasy element with time slips. And that's all I wanted, so I got it. And the last book that I have for this haul, I am nervous about now that I've got it and added it to the Goodreads, because it's Can't Spell Treason Without Tea. And this is by Rebecca Thorne, and the first in Tomes and Tea series. The Tempest of Tea, the series name is also a tea something. So I had a lot of tea based things. I have heard people talk about this and obviously compare it to Legends and Lattes, because it's a crazy fantasy with tea. Don't really know anything else apart from that, but since buying it I have not heard the greatest reviews, so I'm like, oh shit. But in all technicality, I had the voucher. I think I paid $12.99 for the 3. You know, we could just apply that to one of the other ones if I don't end up liking this. But it should be fine. I really like tea and fantasy and cuteness, so I hope that's what I get. I am just gonna go in blind and just see what happens. I find that sometimes that's just what I need to do. No assumptions, no brain cells, just pure enjoyment. So I hope that this will be the case and I'll end up really enjoying this. So this is my little stack of beauties for May, and honestly I am so happy to have picked up these. They are just beautiful. My heart is happy. I've got tea things, I've got romance, I've got fantasy, I've got beautiful, beautiful books. What more could a girl want? Also, I'm just loving the like tea thing, and then before your coffee gets cold, like it's a very beverage heavy haul. Let me know in the comments what you ended up picking up in May, and if you have any thoughts or feelings on any of the books that I've mentioned, but no spoilers please and thank you. Yeah, let me know anything you want to let me know in the comments down below, and if you like this video feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess feel free to subscribe. I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!